We at the Stock Exchange regularly review our practice to ensure that it is in line with international best practice. We looked at the statistics and we found that 40% of our listed issuers do not have a woman on board, and 1 in 10 of the board positions are held by women. So we put out a consultation paper on board diversity in September last year. The new code provision, which was the proposal in the consultation paper, received very strong market support. So it will be implemented in September this year, in 2013. Well, globally, many governments and exchanges are promoting board diversity. We at the Hong Kong Stock Exchange believe that board diversity promotes better decision-making, and which in turn leads to good corporate governance. If board decisions are made by a group of like-minded people, it may not be in the best interest of the company and stakeholders, because the decisions made may not have received sufficient scrutiny. Compliance of the new code provision doesn't actually mean that you need to have more women on board. What it says is that companies should have a policy on board diversity and should disclose that policy or a summary of that policy in their corporate governance reports. If the company has done that, it would have complied with the code provision. At the exchange, we conduct an annual review of the compliance level of all of our corporate governance code provisions. Traditionally, the rate of compliance is very high. We are therefore optimistic that this new code provision will be no exception and that it will make a real difference to board diversity. Our listed issuers are very good at complying with code provisions. They have nearly all explained where they deviate from a code provision. The guide on board diversity published by Community Business is very helpful for companies who need a bit of guidance on how to comply with the code provision. The new code provision will come into effect in September 2013 this year, so we won't look at how people have done until next year in 2014. We will publish the result of our implementation review next year. HKEx is obviously one of the leaders of corporate governance amongst listed companies. But diversity policy of one company may not be suitable for another. The advice should be each company should consider its own individual circumstances, size and complexity of its operations, the risks and challenges it faces, and come up with its own diversity policy. Technology generally makes disclosures easier and companies more transparent. Although we do not require the posting of a company's diversity policy online, many companies, especially the larger ones, in fact do. We would encourage companies to make their policies more transparent.
Community Business is a not-for-profit organisation that works across Asia. We were founded over 10 years ago and we work in the field of corporate responsibility. We are leaders in the field of diversity and inclusion across the region. I think companies need to have a board policy on diversity and inclusion. And I think when they think about a board policy, they need to be conscious of a few things. Number one, it needs to be an explicit policy. It needs to be written. Number two, it needs to be relevant to the organisation. So a policy relevant to your company may not be relevant to mine. And the third thing, it needs to be actionable and measurable. So whatever you say you're going to do, you should be able to actually do it and then to measure your performance against it. We understand that boardroom diversity is a very new subject to Hong Kong. Diversity includes many things, and one of the things it includes is gender, so looking at women on boards. We have researched this issue of women on boards for a long time, and disappointingly, according to our latest research on women on boards, women directors only represent 9.4% of directorships on the Hang Seng Index. Also, a problem for Hong Kong is just over 6.5% of executive directors are women. So we believe a lot of work is done, and we look forward to working with companies to think through what board diversity means for them and how we can work better with them to increase their board effectiveness through board diversity. We're very happy that the Hong Kong Stock Exchange has this code provision which requires companies to either comply or explain with the various things they set out around board diversity. I'm optimistic, and I actually think that companies will take this on board. However, my concern is, will there really be inclusion? There may be diversity, so we may see more women on boards, we may see different backgrounds on the boards of directors of these companies, but is there inclusion? And is the company really including those different views? We believe that board diversity is critical for an organisation. We believe that when boards are diverse, when there are multiple views on a board has a lot to gain. And therefore this guide, we hope, will be used not just by listed companies, as I mentioned, in Hong Kong, but also by companies elsewhere, as well as not listed companies, so private companies as well as not-for-profit organisations. We believe board diversity is critical to the success of any organisation.